Network equals net worth. Ultimately, this is kind of the early stages of how I'm going to teach you how a couple mechanics has made me a $500,000. And it's really not that crazy. Are you wrapping cars more than 12 hours a day, every day? Working nonstop but can barely get by? Burnout, missing deadlines, and wondering just how much longer you can keep this up?
That was us too. We started our wrap shop buried under $250,000 in debt, and it felt absolutely impossible. But we dug out, built a profitable shop, and are still in the trenches of owning and operating a wrap shop. We're here to share what we learned along the way so that you don't make the same mistakes that we did.
And we're here to help you with the business side of the wraps, like pricing, building a team, streamlining your systems, ultimately so that you can run your shop and your shop stops running you.
Welcome to the Wrap Ops Podcast, brought to you by Wrap Fam Unleashed.
What we are going to dive into today was a fun and unique one. Got to do a lunch and learn, so like a 30-minute style presentation at a local chamber of commerce, going over essentially my networking strategy that has taken me 9 years to build. We are over 80% of our business is either repeat or referral. So we really get into the weeds of just kind of how to make sure you're doing it right. And this was actually stemmed from internal training. So we are bringing on 2 sales reps for our company here. And it was essentially me sitting down and trying to figure out, okay, I've learned the hard way over 9 years, what works, what doesn't work, and how to sell this business. And this was kind of one of those, topics or chapters within my training there that seem to apply at a broader scale to everyone out networking. So again, if you're listening to this, you'll definitely get something out of it as well. But if you want to roll over to the YouTube channel, you should be able to kind of feel like you're sitting in the classroom, as you will. And there should be like a downloadable thing I had a handout and some slides and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right. So starting off, I wanted to go with network equals net worth. Ultimately, this is kind of the early stages of how I'm going to teach you how a couple mechanics has made me a $500,000. And it's really not that crazy. So I'm going to start there. How many of us have heard, kind of show of hands here, how many of us have heard this phrase of it's not what you know, it's who you know? We've all heard that, right? So I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've been networking for like a decade now. When I first started, I was like a child, literally. And at like 17 with a lawn care company, I've always heard like, hey, you should go network and whatever. It's not what you know, it's who you know. I always feel a type of way. I'm like divorced parents, blue collar, upbringing. We didn't know anyone. Like my parents had drinking buddies, but like, I don't know. I wasn't well connected by any means. So I always felt a little off put by that. But what I have learned over time is what's actually more important than who you know, it's actually who knows you. And that really is the thing that we want to solve. So yes, we're going to, connect, try to meet as many people as we can, but it's really how do those people remember you is going to be the biggest takeaway today. So these couple mechanics that made me $500,000, I know one of them, the other one, I still have no idea who it was. So McAfee Heating and Air, we've probably heard of that company. So we handle their all of their branding, their rebrand, all of that along the way. They were having issues with some of their graphics, and it was his mechanic that put a bug in his ear that ultimately got us in the door, and we were able to land that job. Another one is going to be Butler County RTA. That's like a massive bus fleet that we handle, like huge contract for us. It was at a networking event, and it was someone that I knew, a different mechanic. He basically sold very unique business. If you have like heavy equipment, like the bulldozers and all that stuff, those don't just have like check engine lights, I guess, and you could just like plug in a normal reader. It's like this whole specialized laptop that like reads the codes on those. It was the mechanic that sold that equipment that had the N at Butler County that like walked me over and was like, you absolutely need to know this guy. And that was how we landed that one. So ultimately, that is what we are going to go over today. To start, what's the number one networking mistake? You can shout it out.
Going in once.
Going in once? Okay. What else?
Making it all about you.
Not doing it's a good one. Making it all about you. Okay. What else? There's got to be more mistakes than that.
Instead of trying to get get to know someone.
Yeah. Okay. How many people came in today knowing who they want to meet? All right, we'll start there. So no plan is really where you're going to fail in networking, because we need to be intentional. Yes, I understand the whole, networking, your power of the network and all of that, but you have to help them help you, essentially. So let's get intentional. Think back over the last, I don't know, year, 2 years, 3 decades, however long you've been in business. Who are your top 3 favorite customers? And this is where the sheets in front of you will start helping you along with this. I find that my favorite customers are like this perfect just merger between who I like doing business with and who also makes me the most money. Usually it's somewhere in between. Sometimes they make you a lot of money, but you absolutely hate them. That does happen. And other times you really like them, but like from a business standpoint, they're probably better to, go grab a drink with than to actually do business with. So on your sheets, kind of fill that out. Who's the top 3 that come to mind? I want actual first and last names. This will help you guys out. Or company names. So for me, my top 3 as I was going through this is going to be McAfee Heating and Air, Dean's Plumbing, and A1 Mechanical. So try to be that specific. I could go further and tell you like the actual names of the points of contact, but company name is good. And when we have those top 3, look up, I guess. Is anyone super confident when they like just shout out their top 3? They're like, I know this.
The names.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. We'll get to that. So from company to name, the next one, we'll help you out here. All right, so now we're going to break down these 3 kind of questions next. It's the next part of your workstation. All right, so now I want you to kind of be a little bit more generalized with these names or the people. So I said McAfee Heating and Air, Dean's Plumbing, and A1 Mechanical. 2 of them are HVAC companies. 1 of them's a plumbing company. All 3 of them have fleets anywhere from 15 to 50. So my who in this category would break down to basically home service businesses with fleets of 15 or more. So that's how I went from McAfee, Dean's, and A1 to generic targeted avatar. Luke, for you to have first name, last names, you're probably going more into like who they are, their, age range, male or female, maybe even zip codes of where they're coming from. Like, obviously, they can't spend money if they don't have money. So I'm sure that's some form of kind of characterization that you would need to target. So if you have just individual names, try to break them down into what do they actually have in common. And if all 3 of them are completely different and none of them have anything in common, is anyone in that boat? All right. Okay. Pick one and then make a target around that person. And then yours just gets a little bit more complicated because as we go, your intentionality is going to be very different depending on what meeting you come into. Are we all good on that one? For the why, I'll give you my answers here. So for the why, I want to know why they choose you. Not you sell insurance, they buy insurance, but like what problem or pain point do you actually serve that isn't what the product actually is? I sell vehicle wraps, but I focus on limited downtime of my customer, brand consistency, because when you have a fleet of 15 to 50, it's really important that they all look the same. They all don't look like 15 or 50 different companies. And then long-term quality. So for my business specifically, if it's not installed right, it'll only last 2 to 3 years, not 5 to 8. My customers want that. That's the reason they buy with us. And then, like I said, limited downtime, especially in those home services, skilled trades. For every day we're late on a project, that's hundreds or thousands of dollars in lost revenue to them. So that's why they choose us, because we pay attention to that. And then obviously the how, and getting to that, you kind of have to figure out the how you do that. So with mine, I have a full built team, dedicated roles that are in charge of each part of the process. So as we speak right now, My team is still back home fully operating, and our companies like that, because as much fun as I have doing this, my HVAC customer does not care that I'm here. When they call, they want to get on schedule. So are we all good on that? We feel good there? So we kind of have that. Luke, I'm going to pick on you because I know you. Why did they choose you?
So one of the things is just long-term success. They're not looking for a quick fix, but long-term investment in their health and being able to do the things they love with the people they love most. And that's what's important to them. And that's what they want to invest in is themselves.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Anyone else want to share theirs? We all wrote answers down, right?
Result.
You get results? Okay, I like that. What else we got? What's the why? Why do they choose you outside of your product?
My clients choose me for the safety, the space that I create, and just I'm a source for them to get clarity and direction.
Okay.
In their personal and professionally.
Yeah, no, I like that. You have like very much that personal touch, right? Like you're there with everyone. That used to be my sales pitch when I was the guy in the garage in the back. So like there's all sides of this. Obviously I speak on team now because that's where my strength is. But that's why I want you guys to get in the weeds of like, what is it unique to you, to like the way you operate your business, to, or if you're selling for a business, to the way that they operate, that really sets you apart. And it's difficult for, someone to duplicate, because I can't do that one anymore. I can make as many touches as I can, but I can't be along personally throughout the entire journey. And if a customer wants that, probably not our best customer. Like I have people dedicated for that, but if you want me on the boat with you the whole time, like I've built a team for that. I can't do it anymore. So you have to learn your strengths, what is unique to you, and be able to communicate that. Anybody else want to share that before I move to the next one? Cool. All right. So we are ready to go make some money, right? That's what we're going to ask for. Is we're going to ask for looking to meet women in their 50s with discretionary income. Okay, that's not what we're going to say. That was a trick question. How else can we serve that customer? So we got really in on who we want to do business with. How else can we serve them? What are they already asking you for that you don't already sell? Do we all know our answers on that? What comes to mind off the rip? What are people asking you for that you can't sell them? Go ahead, Aaron.
We don't offer bookkeeping at the bank.
Perfect.
I've been asked for.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
I work for an animal shelter and we don't provide dog training classes.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Animal shelter, dog training, natural. I'll share you mine. So I get asked this all the time. Window tinting, body work, because there's body damage or rust or whatever, or they want to wrap their rims or something like that, and they need a powder coater because that's not something you should wrap. So do we all have those? I mean, if you have more than 3, honestly, it'll make your life much easier here. But we all have at least 1, hopefully 3, that my customers ask me for this, and I don't sell it to them. Perfect. Now the flip side to this, and again, this is all under the power of how do we serve them? Yes, we can take their money, we can perform the service and the product that they paid us to do, but when they say, I'm interested in window tinting, and you're like, I have your guy. Like, you call no one else, call Mike at Solar Screen or whoever your point of contact is. That is how you serve this target market customer before just taking their money. You're adding more value before you actually transact. Make sense? All right, so let's flip it, because for me, being a vehicle wrap shop, and I don't do window tinting, window tinters would kill to be my window tint guy, right? That makes sense, because we're just constantly pumping referrals over there because it's not something we do. So let's flip it and ask this question, or answer this question. Who else knows your customer needs your service before you do? It's a little tougher to think that one through. The other one's easy, right? Because they just ask for it. So for me, I shared the mechanics, right? So I have that kind of on my list, an auto body shop, because the mechanic knows This guy just bought a truck and is getting the rust fixed before he wants to put graphics on his truck. So he knows that my customer or potential customer has a need for me before I do. The other one is going to be the commercial banker. His client called him, said, "Hey, I'm looking to buy this truck. I need a loan." He's going to know that customer logically is going to need a wrap next before I do. Same thing with the commercial insurance agent. They're calling their agents. Debatable whether they call their agents first and actually add it to their policy before I'm done, but to each their own. Someone you were saying, yeah.
So we're a home remodeler, and realtors know typically when someone's doing a remodel in the home, whether they're getting ready to sell or so it's a piece of a purchase where they bought the house and everything's great, except there's one bathroom that they want to replace.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been more intentional on starting to partner with realtors.
Yeah.
I draw events, things like that.
I can echo that even more. I like the house we bought like 5 years ago. The first thing we did was it was tiny kitchen, tiny like dining room, living room area, wall in between. So that was literally as we walked it, it was like, we're buying the house, I'm knocking that wall down. So yeah, no, 100%. That's exactly right. Any other ones like that you want to share? What came to mind? Go ahead.
Accountants for me.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, accountants know. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Anyone else want to share on that? Who else knows that your customer needs you before you do?
This just happened yesterday, and it's happened the last couple weeks. I have friends who are professional strategic business coaches, and they know their person needs more of a personal coach. So I don't know if that makes sense. And I'm more the personal coach, life coach.
I think so. Maybe not your strongest one,
Yeah.
but yeah, that makes sense. You had one?
Yeah, position.
Okay. That makes sense. Is that I don't know, like I am uneducated. Again, 2 blue-collar divorced parents. I'm uneducated. I wrap cars. Why would a physician know before you do?
Most of the time when people think, "Oh, my back hurts," they're going to go talk with their doctor first before they say, "Oh," and then go do physical therapy. So it's like, "Oh, we can prevent that time, we prevent that cost of going in there," and I just come see you directly.
Okay.
So when maybe they see that and they go, "Oh, you should go to physical therapy."
That makes sense. I've worked with him, but it was because my wife worked with him first and it fixed her. And she was like, "You've been complaining about this back problem for a decade. Like, please go see them." So anyway, you got to get in with the wives too, I guess, because that's how you get to me. Go ahead.
Usually they listen first.
Yeah.
I'm not an individual person
per se, but social media.
Okay.
People put recommendations all the times, and
Yeah.
kind of what you're saying earlier for networking, people will throw your name in the post.
Yeah. No, that's a phenomenal one. I was joking when I was just to kind of give you some insider of like, why is this presentation even like here for a vehicle rep shop? So we are actively like hiring for business development reps. And with that, my goal was let me take my, decade of experience and put it to paper. That is actually going to be like at least if not a whole section, like a subsection of social media and like online presence. Like say someone did hear your name or someone did mention. So someone mentions your name in a Facebook group, it's the first thing they're going to do. They're going to click on it, right? So then if they go to your page, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn, you haven't posted in 3 years and it's only about your dogs and it's not like anything about what you actually do. That's a little tough compared to you click it, you see a professional headshot and a banner, and it just seems like that's all they're talking about. So yeah, no, social media is definitely a huge one here. After years of running a wrap shop, I've learned this. Your supplier should be a partner, not a question mark. That's why we trust Grimco. For over 5 years now, they have delivered on time and backed us when it mattered most. There's enough to manage in this business. Your supplier should not be one of them. Set up your new account today. Use code RAPOPS5 for 5% off your first order with Grimco. All right, now we're going to put it all together. So it's a commercial with a plan. Hopefully we've been writing it down or at least keeping it, kind of in our mind. I would definitely recommend writing this portion down because I am going to call on you and make you actually run through it. So step one, there's essentially 4 steps to getting a good, effective commercial. You should be able to do this in 30 seconds. So no paragraphs, like one, just a couple bullet points here. Okay. Um, again, if you've been to any of the other Springboro meetings, when the what's that called, the xylophone or whatever, when the buzzer is going, that's not like a you're doing good. That means you've messed up miserably. So go back to these 4 steps in the mirror and come back and play again. So step one is just simply who you are. So hi, my name is what, company name, and then just what is your business, and like 5 words or less. So for me, it's like, hi, I'm Andrew Banks with Performance Wraps. Depending on what room I'm in, I'm either a professional sticker licker or I specialize in vehicle wraps and graphics. I read the room. Number 2 is going to be we best serve, and that is what we talked about before. So, 50-year-old women with high net income, right? And then they choose us because, so that's, we all kind of got into the why. What is unique about you is going to be that sentence there. And then how many people have gone to a meeting and says, I'm a commercial insurance agent, I'm looking for anyone with insurance, or even worse, I'm a realtor, I'm looking for anyone looking to buy or sell. How many people have actually got referrals on that? Like literally no one. That's like, you turned your ears off. No one's listening to that. So how many people, if I sat here and I said, introduce me to probably one of your top clients and give me a fleet that has 30 vehicles in it, how many people are going to jump up and be like, let me get you the introduction? Probably not a whole lot, unless I've already built that relationship over time. But if I say I'm a vehicle wrap shop, we don't do window tinting, and my customers ask for it, I'm looking for a window tinter, all of you guys are going to immediately give me all of your window tinters, right? Makes sense. It's easy. You actually feel like you're helping the person that you're referring, not walking them into a sales pitch, essentially. That's what everyone's fear is. So this one is mine. Hi, I'm Andrew Banks with Performance Wraps, specializing in vehicle wraps. I thought this was going to be more of a professional crowd. We best serve growing home service companies with fleets of 15 or more. They choose us because our large team and dedicated roles allow us to deliver the highest quality with the shortest downtime. Today, I'm looking for an introduction to auto body shops that can repair rust on work trucks, because mechanics, 2 of them, have made me $500,000. So I want to meet more of them. How many people would be willing to give me a referral to an auto body shop that does rust repair? Because my customers also ask for, how do I work on this truck, right? Probably more likely to give me that than Butler County RTA. Make sense? All fair? Would you agree with that? All right, did we write it down? Who's confident? Who wants to start off with theirs? So yeah, go ahead, let's do it.
I'll try. I'm Eve Works with True Light Wellness. I'm a naturopathic wellness coach. I best serve people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, who feel stuck in their health, and who want to lose weight or are getting answers from their doctors. And then the number 3, I'm able to keep costs lower than most, spending 2 to 3 hours with each individual, leaving no stone unturned. And I help you get unstuck, get the answers you need, and walk away with an actionable health plan.
And today I'm looking for?
Oh,
No,
I didn't get that far.
fair enough. It's good. It's a great start. I mean, it's obviously, I rehearsed this, I didn't come unprepared. So
I guess I need.
yeah, so I would go back to maybe the section above of who are your customers already asking you for? So who are that? And then who knows your customer needs you before you do? Really key in on those 2.
Chiropractors and massage therapists.
Perfect. That's who so that's who you're looking for today.
Okay.
Which there are a few in the room. So, all right, who else? Who wants to go? I've plenty of, I have a 15-minute block for literally just this. So we're going to get through like half the room. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jillian Ritchie with Universal Line Credit Union. I help people finance homes. I best serve Chicho homeowners in our field of membership who are looking to purchase. They choose us because we care and we'll put them in the right program and get them closed quickly. I'm looking to meet realtors who can help my free qualified borrowers.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. So realtors want to meet you, right? Like lenders and realtors, you guys all like you mesh well. You're all friends. Like we work together. Yeah, it's perfect. So introducing her to a realtor would make much more sense than, man, my grandma is looking for a house, but I don't really know her. And like my grandma's a type of person. But introducing you to a realtor, you're going to get that referral all day long, right? So cool. All right. Who else? Again, we got like 15 minutes. I can start calling. Ashley?
I'm still writing.
Okay, fair enough. No, you're good. Keep writing. Unless you're good. If you're ready, let's wing it.
Complicated. I mean, I'm writing it from my perspective of my role. I mean, I work for a nonprofit who serves the Dayton community, and whether they want to you're retired and you want to volunteer, you want to adopt a kitten, you want low cost vet services for his guinea pig, you want to call us because your neighbor's not caring for their goat properly. But I'm not looking for all those people. I don't do humane agents. So I'm looking for people to play in our golf outing and to sponsor. I do corporate relations. So I'm trying to like listen to kind of what you're saying and cater it to like who we serve best is a huge broad thing. But what I'm looking for are companies who want to be philanthropic in the community and partner with, a really feel good nonprofit that can kind of help their branding in the community.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's the right answer. That's why I keep crossing out everything I'm writing.
Yeah. No. So I would say just off.
If you want to adopt a kitten, you can talk to me about that too, and I put you in touch.
That makes sense. So what's the company?
I mean, Society of Rarity.
Okay. So we serve best. For yours is going to be a little weird. You might have to like add title here,
Right.
because you're like business development, corporate relations. So we serve best local companies that care about their local community. Is probably going to be who you serve best.
I want to be philanthropic.
Something along those lines. And then they choose us something along the lines like if you have stats or something like that of like the actual change you're making in the areas.
Nonprofit following, so we can help, give them exposure in it as well.
Yeah, and then the introduction you're looking for is probably going to go back to somewhere along those lines, or just your normal, like, do you get referrals from other places? Like, do people ask you for other?
We do
things.
Times, again, someone hears about, they have a business connection who attended our event. They had a good time. So, they cast that along to us, or maybe they're a newer company or really want to get their name out there. And again, we have like a huge social media following, so we can kind of help with that.
Okay.
So we do get referrals. It's tricky. It's a lot of different directions that I'm working with.
Yeah. No,
Kind of complicated.
So your customer is different in the sense of my customer pays me like money for a product or a service. Your customer pays you for like feel good and like the impact, probably something personal or touch to them. I would still go back to that. Like I would look at like who are your top donors and really start trying to avatar them out of who gives us the most money and why. And then start really trying to figure out who that actually is. Like how I went from McAfee Heating and Air to, home services with fleets of 15 or more kind of thing. And then ultimately the why they choose us. So why do they give you money and not, the other infinite amount of nonprofit organizations that they could also donate to? So I would get clear with that and then go to that next one. Who else wants to go? Yeah.
Well, you said this is if you have like two different paths is more complicated, or do you within your business, or do you target it for whoever you're giving the commercial?
Oh, so my opening here. So I'm Andrew Banks, the performance rep specializing in vehicle like wraps.
That's so hard. So if you have like two different groups of people,
Yeah.
that you serve, do you target who you're going to emphasize in your commercial?
So, no, that's a very good question. I kind of hit on June with this because if your top three are three very different people, you're basically going to have a 1 to 3 to 30 different pitches. And it's up to you to figure out who are you targeting that month, that quarter. Like you could be strategic about it, obviously. Or what room are you in? Like a lunch and learn at the Springboro Chamber is probably very different than a beers and biz at 6:30 at night at the bar. Like, you might be trying to ask for different ways. You might be a little bit more relaxed than who you're talking to. So like, you do have to kind of read the room there. So we also sell like wall wraps to schools and stuff like that. If I'm in a heavily more like government style room, I'm not going to talk about the large fleets. I'm going to tailor this to, I'm looking for introductions to like superintendents, principals, athletic directors, to sell the wall wrap sections of stuff. Slash, it breaks all the way down to what do those customers ask me about, and then who knows that customer needs that service before I do, and that turns into my ask. If that makes sense, does that answer that? Yeah. So you'll. This is just how the framework of how to make one commercial. You're going to make a commercial per, kind of avatar subset. Like, we have two distinct ones of the home service customers, but then also the government and EDU customers. So cool. Who wants to give their commercial?
Hi, I'm Dr. Luke with Training Nation Performance Therapy. We specialize in helping active people live hard-performing and pay-free lives. People choose us because of the relationship of having someone that teaches them how to manage their body so they can do all the things that they love with who they love most. And today I'm looking to meet physicians, golf pros, gym owners, chiropractors, massage therapists, naturopathic.
Yeah. No, that beautiful chef's kiss. So yeah, no, that was awesome. Yeah. But yeah, and we're much more, would you all agree with me? We're much more likely to like introduce them to a golf, pro or a coach or something along those lines than, my mom or something like that. Right. So, and it's good to, like, those are who you obviously, I don't have enough time today to go into everything else, because then I would go into like asking for the one-to-one, actually grabbing coffee or lunch or whatever with someone to really start going deep onto that relationship. So that, because I've worked with Luke, I'm just picking on you because you're here. If my mom did actually need a problem, I would be like, yeah, you need to go talk to Luke. Like, I've built that relationship with him. So that's obviously the next step to all of this. But right now, how many of you feel like you go to a networking meeting and you don't really walk away with a connection? That's pretty common, right? You don't feel like you get much. All of you told me you came in unintentional though. So like, your fault. So we want to be intentional on who we're asking for and really narrow that down as to what connections am I trying to make today. Honestly, what Luke did right there was textbook. This is when you start getting really good at it and you're like at the end of the circle of like what people are saying, and you listen to what everyone else is saying. You're like, oh shoot, there's 3 people here that I actually want to meet. Let me tweak a word or two to like, call out, hey, we're all here to network, but you 3, you're my people, like, let's meet. So anyway, we all feel good about that. This is a presentation on networking. So the next thing that I will ask, if you're interested, when I put this together with, network equals net worth was kind of the title of my subject. And as I started mapping it all down, I realized, wow, I have some like real time constraints here. And I have like 8 other things that I could possibly teach on how to network more effectively and get something out of it. I should have led with this, public speaking 101, you like lead with your credibility. So anyway, through networking has been the only way that I've grown my business like organically over the last like 9 years. We are 80% repeat and referral business. Like, we've done millions of dollars worth of wraps for the largest wrap shop in the area. Started in lawn care at 17, again, kind of with that little trip of like networking stupid, and would go in phases, because imagine like one kid on a mower. I would network hard for like a month or 3, and then I'd have to disappear because I got so many referrals coming in, like someone's got to mow the yard. So anyway, kind of just a personal push there to like networking. We are actively like right now hiring for business development roles. This is the start of my internal training there, because we can cold call all day long, but it really needs a healthy balance with intentional networking. Really get to know who you want to know, and that warm introduction beats like everything else. So if you're interested, when or if multiple, like the next presentations come up, wherever they might be, scan here and just kind of like give me your information and I'll give you guys kind of the first dibs on whatever we are going to do next. We have a little more than 15 minutes left intentionally because this is a networking presentation to go network. So definitely don't leave right now. Like, really hone in that 30 seconds, but like, let's go introduce ourselves to each other. We have badges on somewhere, but yeah, that's all she wrote. That's what I got. Good? Like that? Feel like you learned something? Thank you. The Rap Institute, the largest online rap training platform, now with a special offer. Use our code RAPOPS15 for 15% off your order.